Hi. Today, while running Embrace AI for one of the teams, I've realized that not many are actually aware of the schema-guided reasoning, even though we have been talking about it for quite a while, and especially not aware about how it can be used and applied to day-to-day projects, including like enterprise projects and personal projects. So let me ground this down. This interface is a chat GPT-like project, one of many. It is open source and it uses schema-guided reasoning under the hood. So the amazing part here is that because it uses schema-guided reasoning, it has kind of predictable interactions, predictable quality, and a few other nice features. So let me first actually show you. So I have a question: who is the author of schema-guided reasoning? Where is it used? So now here's the amazing job that was done by the authors of this project. They have, first of all, made it, they're running this thing on a tiny local model, which is very good for the compliance. And it's actually an amazing thing. So they're using Qwen-30b with a version with a mixture of experts. So they're activating only 3 billion parameters per each token. So it makes it possible to run this model even on pretty much a commodity hardware. And that's what it is using. And the second nice thing about this project is that they're making it obvious that the model is currently thinking, that it's not thinking very fast. Just imagine that Qwen or 30b will fly at the speed of 2000 tokens per second or something like that on the Grok or Cerberus. Here is just writing and writing the code. But it's obvious that the model is thinking. And second, they're making the thinking process itself obvious. So you can see how the model is starting to think, how first it starts by checking the user profile file if it's available, and then it thinks, okay, user file doesn't exist, I might need to create it at some point, but let's actually search for the information on the schema-guided reasoning, and then it's compiling the research. And as you can see here, it already finished that. It says so that the author of schema-guided reasoning is Renat Abdulin, that it is used in manufacturing and construction, which it was business automation, European logistics, fintech. Yeah, that was a tough case. And it's also in sales, powering lead generation systems that perform web research through custom workflows, and already have multiple cases. And it also mentions that SGR is particularly valuable for local RL models. So yes, it is. And here, the source code of this project to ground it is available online. So if you go to, if you search for the SGR deep research, it's currently known as SGR Agent Core. You will find the source code for this project, along with the tools, along with how it's working. And additionally, although I'm not sure if the web UI is included here, but the API and backend, the core parts are already included. And additionally, if you want to see how the principles of the system work, so the methodology for the schema-guided reasoning, including the explanation, patterns, examples, it's publicly online for everybody, and especially the SGR demo. And the SGR demo, it works very well with this tool because here you can see some steps, like there is a reasoning, there is a tool call. There is a reasoning, there is a tool call, reasoning and tool call. But if you go here into the source code, so this is the demo that explains everything nicely, and it contains a link to the Git gist that contains the condensed version. And here, this is the essence of the entire SGR. This is a single structured output that is plugged into a tiny local model that makes this model sing and think for very complex scenarios. And you can plug different tools there and it will work pretty much predictably. And the underlying principles are so simple. So every time you were asking just model to, hey, what is our current situation? Like what can we do to think one step ahead? And which tool are you going to use to move forward to get on with this plan? And you just repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. And when it happens, it works like this. It thinks, it checks files, it creates files if needed because it creates profile. It does with the web search, it thinks, and it reasons and answers. And now let's try something else. So here the system has already persistent storage. So you can use this to manipulate persistent memories. You can create memories, you can create files. You can then later use these files to additional planning. So this feels like ChatGPT Pro capabilities. It's doing research, it's looking, it's finding, it's using different tools, and you can even plug your own different tools. But under the hood, the most amazing part is that it is driven in essence by a simple loop that is controlled through the schema-guided reasoning, that is explainable, and that is visible. And like the amazing job that folks from this team have done, they made this process of continuous generation of thinking and streaming chunk responses for the local model obvious for the customers. So because the source code and methodology is publicly available, it can be pulled and used by different projects, both enterprise projects that are in need of compliance-aware systems and personal projects.